Another exclusive live session with the Hype Magazine.
You need to stop what you're doing. Pay attention.
World famous Hype Magazine. Going down right now.
Hey, what's good, everybody? Welcome to another live session with the Hype Magazine. I'm your editor-in-chief, Jerry Doby, and today I've got a comrade in arms by the name of Cedric Bellamy. He is an Army vet like myself. Salute. Thank you for your service. He is known by his performance name, Legacy City. He's got 7 albums and a bunch of songs, and he's multi-platinum. He's got a few as an artist and as an executive producer, and he got a couple of goals as an artist as well. So the man knows what he's doing, knows what he's talking about, and he's got a new joint out called Perfect Timing. That's pretty amazing. I like it. Great story. And it's timely, man. So, Cedric, welcome, brother.
Thank you. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me. That's big on the Hype Magazine.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for the kind words. So, got the bio, and that's all well and good. It's written down, but nothing like hearing it from the horse's mouth, so to speak. From the inside looking out, tell us about Cedric Bellamy.
Man, from the inside looking out, Cedric Bellamy, straightforward. The biggest thing from the inside looking out is like, man, I finally learned what it means to challenge. What I mean by that, being a veteran, right? My parents, they prepared me for war, but they never prepared me for life after the war. Or let's say the human side of war. For those who ain't military, they prepared you for life, but they never prepare you for the human side of life. You know what I'm saying? The human side of life comes with a way of different energies, different emotions, different this and that. So from the outside looking in, from the inside looking out, it's like transitioning from one world, and it's almost been like a little boy looking at the big world again. But it's 2 different worlds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So kind of trying to get biblical, but it's like a rebirth or something. You're like, whoa, I've been in the matrix for so long. When you finally get unplugged, it's something totally different.
Brother, I understand you. I served in most of my adult life, and it is a change. One day you're doing this, the next day you're doing nothing that resembled anything that you've done over the past years. So
don't mean nothing anymore. You're like, what?
Culture shock.
Yeah, that's the word. It was definitely a culture shock. And this is as a grown man. So that it's like been established, NCO, house, cars, but
right.
Act, a lot of times you don't worry about this stuff though. You don't see the money when it hits your account, but the bill's already paid. It's set up that way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's different. Going on your 30s, you gotta learn how to open a bank account. So they do it for you. So all that stuff was going in from the inside looking out, and it was like, wow, this world's a lot bigger. I've been born for many years.
All right. So you started battle rapping at like 13, but was there a defining moment that made you choose music, that moved you into music as a career?
Well, I was, believe it or not, man, I'm a reader. I love to read, right? But then it went from, I've been writing poetry from all the way back to 3rd grade, you know what I'm saying? And then just the battle culture. I remember, 3rd grade lady, you write the sweetest thing, you know what I'm saying? The rhyme. And so it went really into maybe later on, my brother, Terrell, you know how sometimes your brother try to pull your card like you ain't about that? Because we rap in the house and freestyle all the time. I will never forget one of the greatest Southern artists, our greatest artist, Scarface, had that Mary Jane just came out. But back then, that I know you're going to know this, They used to have a CD, but the CD would have a single, the vocals a cappella, the instrumental, and maybe 3 snippets from the upcoming album.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a DJ pack pretty much, right?
Right,
so,
right.
And then we used to rap on the instrumental so many times. And then I used to record on a karaoke machine. So the karaoke machine, you had the 2 sides, but you had to buy a lot of tape. You know what I'm saying? So 1 tape was for the initial vocal, the second tape was for the dub, the third tape was for the ad-libs. You know how I go. You know what I'm saying? Wow. So during that time, my brother was in Columbia, Georgia. We was at this thing called a Hey Good. And you know, everybody was rapping and whatever. And one of the big guys, the older guys, you know, in the neighborhood, my brother took the microphone. And pretty much it was like, let's see what you got. But it was very vindictive. Like, this ain't the bedroom. This ain't man, I don't know what took over, but I almost started a neighborhood ride. The flow was so crazy that moment in time, my brother had the ghost face. He was like, that just happened. And I was like 11 or 12 at that time. At this teenage party, I had no business being there. The battle. So from that moment on, it's like, you know what? I got this. You know what I'm saying? I got it.
It was on and cracking. Okay. And where'd you make your first dollar in music?
I made my first dollar in music. It was the first dollar probably came in El Paso, Texas. I was stationed out of all places at Fort Bliss. So this is 2012. You know what I'm saying? So I understood. So I had dropped a mixtape called Transition or Transparency. And that was when I was on the trunk.
Okay.
At this time, I was doing like 1 million plus on SoundCloud, but Napster just got in trouble. The record company didn't know how to pay artists. Streaming wasn't a thing. So I started studying the streaming line. And then like my first big check came from Germany. And with a YouTube video, when it hit like over 250K.
Okay.
And that's when it was like dang near impossible to go viral. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so from El Paso was my first check from my music, cash to cash. And from like YouTube and stuff of that nature, it came in Germany.
Okay. So you got, I'm trying to keep up here. Yeah. How many platinums as an executive producer and how many platinums as an artist?
As executive producer, behind my seats, I got 7. Let's see, let me count. I got those 4. There's 2 of it, so let's say 6. I got 7 as an exec.
Okay.
As an artist, I got 2. And then for iTunes Top 100, I have 6 as an executive. Altogether, I got 3 by myself as an artist.
Top okay. See, that's a cold piece right there. I don't make music, but I respect the fact that your peers and your fans are solidly behind you, obviously, you know. So, and the work that you put out and the artists that you're putting out are quality. The projects that you're working on are top shelf. So congratulations to you and your team over there.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Definitely.
All right, man. Perfect timing. New single. Out on your imprint, StreetLigion Production and Applies Management. Talk to us about Perfect Timing and this new joint.
Yeah, Perfect Timing is off the final and third album, Let Me Vent 3. So I got a series called Let Me Vent. Let Me Vent 1, just a backstory, you know what I'm saying? Coming out of the military. And I'm not from San Antonio, I'm from Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
So my daughter, I had a premature daughter in the military sickness here. Had no family, anything of that nature. I didn't have no family out here. My family back in Georgia, Virginia, Maryland, all that good stuff. So it was just me, my daughter, and her mom. So we kind of forced to be friends, right?
Yeah.
So the transition from being homeless to 2018, I got on my feet to open the studio, but I started rapping for a while, 2016. I was on the verge of having a mental breakdown, and I was suicidal. And I was sitting, and it was just like, bro, this is what you got this therapy going for. So I did the first album, Let Me Vent, 7 days. Freestyle the whole thing because I was just pouring out, trying to. I go home with the person that's trying to kill me every day. That was me. So I had to get that out. So Let Me Vent 1. Let Me Vent 2 is about people from my high school and then other veterans. There's a lot of veterans on this album. So they were going through the same thing, the mental health and suicide issue. Let Me Vent 3, it's like, everything hit at perfect time. I may not get the accolades, the awards, but for the first time I was proud of me. That's why I said year me 23. You know what I'm saying? Me year 23. Let Me Vent was just like everything hit perfect timing. Even it went on my time, God's time was just different. You know what I'm saying? Or people say the universe, but I'm spending on God's time, it's just different, and when everything hit, man, it just perfect time. My daughter health, the career being successful, being a blessing to other artists, other people coming in for economic literature, financial literacy through their music. Me being where I'm in, it was just like I said, everything just hit. It was perfect timing.
Okay.
So that's what it's about. And it's like even at my lowest, it was perfect timing. Perfect timing. You know what I'm saying? Even at my lowest, it was just perfect timing.
Okay. Well, that's a hell of a story.
Yeah.
Everything happening and just falling into place. You like, it's a lot of work. Look, a lot of us from the military come home and don't have a lot of direction and kind of, I don't want to say that the military just dumps you on the side of the road.
They do. It's
but
okay.
It's definitely a situation that can cause issues, and we have a lot of homeless veterans. Would you be willing to share a little bit of the story of how you went from, active duty to homeless veteran?
Yeah. Sorry, she got some water. But so they in the Air Force they call it TAP, but in the Army they call it ACAP, which means that they take you through a series of things to prepare you for the exit. But they teach you about resumes, they teach you about certain keywords to Google for jobs and stuff of that nature. But the silver lining is if you don't have a rating when you get out, you at the bottom of the list.
Okay.
Right? So what I feel like, if I would have got out and you were out and we going for the same job, now have no rating, if you got 10% on your disability, you priority on that job. Things of that nature. So it's not like you get out and you get to work for the brigade because you're a veteran. It don't work that way. So in the process of going through getting your benefits, the process is horrendous. You know what I'm saying? So those different things, I didn't have the guidance to get there. Trying to get those different jobs to transition, trying to learn the city of San Antonio as well. While living in the hospital with a daughter who's premature, we living in the hospital all during Christmas and doing different things of that nature. And then trying to keep up with like bills and different things. For my veterans that's overseas, if you buy a car overseas, if you don't have the tax money to pay for that car, leave that car and sell it. You know what I'm saying? That's something I learned as well. I had brought a new car at the time because I had the money for it, and coming to bring it to America, it cost like $18,000.
Yikes.
So just those for overseas, whether you in Italy, K-Town, Vilsack, Grafenbeer, any of those European countries, get in the car and make sure your money right when you come on, because America want to tax you for that car. You know what I'm saying? So that was a blow that I had to learn the hard way. And then paying rent for two different places at the time. The money dropped, really no income. It took me about 2.5 years to even get benefits. But I had a mentor, Elvin Vega, and a guy here named Brandon Williams, retired veteran. You know what I'm saying? He was like, you know what? I'm gonna walk you down here. Go do this paperwork. So he actually walked me to the VA and taught me how to do it. And from there, it took like 2 years. You know what I'm saying? He set me up, and then once I got there, when I got my rating, I'm a combat veteran. I'm not like a regular veteran. You know, when I say that, I mean like I didn't have this is by choice. I understand it. Just to clear it up. But I was there during the invasion. I was there during the Bush era. I was there during the Saddam hanging. I was in the trenches. I was there when the special forces got overran in Afghanistan. These different things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So the ratings are a trip. But anyway, we go teach me that or whatnot. But even then, I was still trying to get on my feet. I went and got a job. And though I say everything perfect time, I went and got a job, right? Now, at the end of the workday, it's how you fill out the paperwork, etc. At the end of the workday, about a month it went by. The boss comes to the boss is a retired first sergeant. He was like, Bellamy, you don't got no address on here. You know what I'm saying? Now I had to finally tell him, like, man, I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? So he went and got my apartment for me, and different things of that nature, put me on where I need to be on from there. But not knowing how the rating system works, how to go about getting a job with ratings versus a job without ratings. You know what I'm saying? So knowing how TS jobs work versus the WG or something, whatever that acronym work, versus getting in there, man. So that was an uphill battle within itself, and that's without the veteran pay, disability pay, and this and that. That almost felt like that, but that was an uphill battle for a long time because even though I went through ACAP, they still didn't prepare me for that part of the game, the part of the exit part, the surviving, the living part.
Okay. I understand. Yeah, there's some things they neglect to cover. They just want you to go to work, but and I've looked at some of those sheets, like what your MOS and education in the military would translate to into the civilian world, and often it's not much. You know what I mean? They always want you to be a damn mechanic or something.
It's almost like, and I knew coming out as 11 Bravo, recon scout, and all that. I mean, I'm not gonna work for the police. I'm not gonna do that,
Right.
And I'm like, I just knew after this stint, I spent all my 20s at war. So the internet is all I had for music for a decade plus. You know what I'm saying? And then doing shows in between time. But like, I really couldn't. It wasn't no StreetLigion. It was up the sound. And then everything go. But in the meantime, I made up my mind, like, I'm not gonna work for nobody. I'm gonna either sink or drown. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happened. My daughter never missed a beat. Thank God I'm not on child support. My mom have a great relationship, but she never went without in the mix of me being homeless or me not eating and different things of that nature. A lot of people don't know I was doing shows out here with nowhere to stay. You know what I'm saying? But everything fell in place, perfect time.
All right. Well, now you've got multiple entities, including a nonprofit. You're the CEO and founder of StreetLigion Productions LLC, StreetLigion Nation Radio, StreetLigion Nation TV, and I Am the Change nonprofit organization. You're a busy man. And then you serve as the marketing chair, at Putt A Way Cancer? Was like a golf tournament for
Putt A Way Cancer. Shouts out to Marissa. Putt A Way Cancer is it's more about serving the cancer patient morale. I just had a cousin, 37 years old, just passed away from cancer this past weekend. when I got a part of Putt A Way Cancer, and my best friend just died of cancer as well at the time. And so the whole goal of Putt A Way Cancer is to feed the morale of the people, because when people are tired, they don't have the strength to fight no more. That's when you are defeated, damn near depleted. You know what I'm saying? So like, maybe after you get your chemo and stuff, go get your nails done. Go get the hair, go get your wig or whatever to make you feel better. So Putt A Way Cancer, we do putt tournament team, sponsors come, and the money that we raise, we give out scholarships, or I don't want to say stipends, but we give money to 10 to 16, 10 to 20 survivors, cancer survivors.
Okay.
100 of them, if they still going through it, it's for the better morale, or they give to their family, but it's for the person, the spirit, let them know that, hey, you're not by yourself. You have a team pushing for you. We love you. You know what I'm saying? Those different things of that nature. So probably one of the biggest positions and most important positions that I ever held in my life besides being a father.
Okay. I understand. You said you had family that has been affected by cancer, so obviously it has a real personal
of course.
connection with you.
Of course, man, it does. And as an African American culture, man, we really don't have a lot of education when it comes to cancer. And that's why a lot of people, when it comes to African American culture, they talk about our eating habits, because people don't understand cancer. Most people call it, the world calls it disease, but cancer is a parasite. Parasite, the cancer in the body, and it feeds. That's why they tell you don't feed red meat or certain glucose, so sugar, because those parasites feed off that would develop your tumor. You know what I'm saying? That develops into that cancer, that cancer state, from the colon, the bacteria, stuff of that nature. But it's a parasite that feeds. It's miseducated about it. So that's why you see people like, hey, juicing, cleansing, these doctors, they laugh, but these doctors see these remedies and different things of that nature, because parasites, I mean, they tear up your houses, termites, ticks, mosquitoes. We see these physical parasites like that, but these are parasites that feed off these different things that have red meat, glucose, and different things of that nature. And we just have with our melanated cells, we just seem to, have the best fight.
with all respect to Dr. Sebi and those who ascribe to his lifestyle methods, I'm not giving up my steak or my pork chop. I'm going to get mine in.
Yeah, of course.
Respect to y'all. But I have learned to offset that, to increase my roughage in vegetables and things like that, because your body has to work harder to process all that. Some of it never actually processes. It just sits there, and you have to, push it out some way. So anyway, on top of that, the altruistic things that you're doing, philanthropic things that you're doing, appreciate your leadership, continued leadership that, obviously is a takeaway from your time in the military, and you're bringing it to the forefront and putting it on display with your actions in the community and things like that. But also you're giving people an opportunity to learn how to feed their families with your multiple other ventures that are music related, with the StreetLigion Productions and the radio and the TV. Talk to me about those, and I could probably read the map as to why you did it, but I want to hear you say it.
Well, growing up, we lacked financial literacy. Let's just be honest. By the time I got it, my senior year, economics was gone. They trade school and stuff was gone. So, but man, one of my first album, I can, but I don't have the hands on it, right? What I mean by that is, like, I look at the streams and the different things of that nature. I had to learn the wealthy people is not in front of the camera. So I had to learn the wealthy people is not in front of the camera. So learning the streamings and learning what the record labels do, learning how they take all the learning how they keep you in debt was the key to helping everybody else. So what it means is like now the record label now put a kink in their armor. You know what I'm saying? And so learning that, it was like, oh, they don't pay these companies. They build relationships with that guy. You know what I'm saying? And pay this guy out of $250,000, they're gonna pay this guy $5 to 10, maybe $20,000 to do what he needs to do for them, while telling you they got $250,000 debt. They show you the overall receipt, but not the breakdown receipt. So then I took the 10% from everything. 10% of 250,000, 205,000, 210% of that. Okay, 250. Okay, 2,000, 2,500. Boom, boom, boom. I broke it down to the smallest 10. So a person can go and take $250,000 and shake up. $250 and shake up the algorithm on these major platforms.
Wow.
The same way. You know what I'm saying? And so, and then it was like, okay, listen, artists, this is how this works. Stop investing in your image and invest in this. So this can support your image.
Right.
You know, so if anybody's seen the Perfect Timing video, I call up the rapper, shout out to AJ Stack. I'm like, hey, I can't do the video without a necklace. Let me borrow yours. He goes, I'll borrow. And so then you watch the video, you see us in the green room, you can pick the room you want to shoot the video with. So I was just showing, even with that, I'm displaying, like, can you believe $300,000 goes to this? Of course it don't. They're probably like, for the big studios, they're probably like, $1,000 an hour, $200,000 $2,500 a day for you to walk around a room with a boat and a stack of money to do stuff. So I'm just showing them behind the scenes of the industry. So the good thing is, be independent, be more, gamble on yourself, or invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? The radio station is like, listen, understand sound exchange, understand BMI, understand ASCAP. Because of the fact, people think, oh, I got BMI ASCAP, that's it. It don't work that way. If you're not getting a radio play, if you're not being broadcasted, if Pandora, iHeart, and these people are not broadcasting, guess what? You don't got no BMI check. You don't got no ASCAP check. If you're not uploading your performances at these venues, guess what? You're not getting a BMI or ASCAP check. So these people don't understand why BMI and ASCAP works for the big artists on tour. You know what I'm saying? So just giving these independent artists the game of that nature, how it works, even with the TV network, independent film directors, the artists can come together and work and make a unit. You know, the artists are to sync like the ISRC, the UPC codes, put them all together. You know what I'm saying? If you got 10 tracks that got over 100,000 streams already, and you put it out on this soundtrack, the soundtrack just debuted at 1 million. You know what I'm saying? And now the sync license is in play. You're doing your stuff on the network, and by the time you get the 2V and 3V and all these different things, your sync license covers the film and the soundtrack, all independently without no third party. Those are just small examples of what I do for the artists and try to teach the artists. And it's not like, oh, he's just talking to sound good. You can walk in this room, everything is paid for. You look behind me, that's on the wall. Those are 7 different artists. Gospel, rap. No, I don't have a rap artist yet. I'm the only rap artist that I did 2 times, but I got gospel, rap. I even got comedy. It's a guy that just did comedy on here. You know what I'm saying? Jazz. So we did it in every genre. And I just got my recent top #1 in dance hall with Tasha Jackson just did a dance hall. So I got top 100s and jazz, hip hop, R&B, and gospel. You know what I mean? So these things are there, so you can see and keep up with the record of what you're doing in the music industry and how it's tie in with your money. I know it's a little mouthful. I know. My bad.
Hey,
my bad, big dog.
This brother over here teaching you how to get first count of your money and to keep more of it. I love it.
Easy. It's a recycled bin, man. So that's what I've been that's what I strive to teach. Same thing. Sorry, I'm gonna say this when I get out the way. Same thing with the judicial system. So street religion as a whole, the motto is the movement is deeper than the music. The movement and the music. So even with I Am the Change, we try to get the judges and different things. Like if I know if a person committed murder or theft, we can't really do anything about that. But for the petty crimes like I don't know, the kid smoking weed, a delinquent, whatever. We can't say for everybody, but we try to give a place where the kids can get, I guess, reform or have a program they go through 4 weeks, produce, engineer, write, record a song. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that's a part of that song, if we hit our goal, they get plaques, they get awards and money of that thing. Real things stamped by the RIAA. You know what I'm saying? So we give them that even though we're local, you know what I'm saying, we give them that global feel and take them through the global process of the industry. This is how the song is working. Who wrote this? Who did that? From split sheets to uploading split sheets to the pros to run out from sound exchange to the different even publishing. Like people, I got a publishing company, but don't know how to grab it. They don't know how to get their publishing from UK iTunes or iTunes UK. So we take these kids and try to give them something, because statistically shows most kids that are a part of something, have a product of their own, are less likely to get in trouble or be repeat offenders. So we're trying to give that opportunity. So the goal is to be everything that I didn't have in my past for the kids of our future.
Well, this is from the words, this is from the mouth of a 6-time certified platinum, RIA certified platinum executive producer, 2 times gold executive producer with RIA. As an artist, he's got 2 personal RIA platinum albums, charted on iTunes, top one. Look, from homeless to streaming king. He's not just talking about it. He's been in the trenches. He's navigated the maze. He made it to the end. And the proof is in the pudding. Check him out on the charts. Matter of fact, check out the plaques behind him. And that's not just him. That's him helping 8 different artists.
Yeah. So
the formula is set.
You know what I'm saying? In different genres. A matter of fact, I have a client now that's going through the formula now. My formula is genderless, it's colorless. You know what I'm saying? Algorithms don't have a color. You know what I'm saying? Algorithms don't have. MC told Jay-Z when he wore that fur coat on Big Pimp, he said, "Ain't no temperature on TV."
Ain't no temperature on TV. That's right.
So if metaphorically speaking, it ain't no genre, color, and number. It's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just deposits and withdrawals at the end of the day.
Okay. So where do we find StreetLigion Productions, and what's your socials and whatnot?
Yeah. So my social, my Instagram is CEO_Legacy_City. You follow me on there. And I'm listen, I don't have nobody running my account. I'm a millennial, but I'm a like mid-80s baby, but I grew up, I didn't stay dumb. I move with time. So I work my own accounts. You know?
That's right.
So I'll be able to talk to you. I'll reach out to you. So CEO_Legacy_City. StreetLigion Nation on Facebook. Cedric Bellamy on Facebook. StreetLigion Nation Radio on Instagram. StreetLigion Nation Production. That's all I want to treat. Sorry. And then StreetLigion.com on that's my website.
Your website.
If you want to submit your music to our radio station, StreetLigion Nation Radio at gmail.com. You're gonna need an MP3 radio edit, because you know anything about FLC down play. But a radio edit, artwork, and please be registered with a pro and sound exchange at a minimum if you can. That's how you get your broadcast.
Okay. So There's the rules. Can they also find that? And by the way, StreetLigion is being spelled StreetLigion. So once again, StreetLigion, Ligion. And that way you're not confused. Check him out. CEO _ Legacy _ City on Instagram. And I'm sure he's probably got a link tree or something that'll take you to all the other points from there. And check him out. Obviously, with all the plaques, he's got the formula, and he's sharing the wealth. Like, it's at least worth taking a look at. The man's got the plaques to prove it and the numbers to prove it, and the mailbox money coming behind it too. So, you know what I mean? Is there anything you wanted to cover that I may have neglected?
See, fatherhood is the best hood. Fatherhood before fame. You know what I'm saying? I have my biological daughter, and I have a daughter that when I'm a doctor, but I call her my daughter as Maya as well. And so, biggest thing, man, they've been in my inspiration as well. So both my babies, definitely shit, love them dearly. My team, man, listen. CEOs, leaders, do not gamble on potential. Not gamble on potential. You know what I'm saying? Not gamble on potential. Potential is not gamble on potential. 50 this, with that. You know what I'm saying? And mental health is real. Make sure y'all take care of yourself. It's okay not to be okay. There's different things coming from my past, the music, what I'm doing. So just make sure you take care of your mental. Watch the people around you. When you love a snake, you ignore the rattle. So please take care of yourself. And you know what I'm saying? Just protect yourself, man. Love yourself. It's okay not to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Fame and success does not equal happiness. You know what I'm saying? And as Black men, go see a therapist if you need it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big advocate on that because I'm living proof. Been in the limelight, still in the. I'm not famous, but I'm not broke either. You know what I'm saying? But also, my mental wellness is. I have a therapist as well, so I'm telling her. Success, health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? Health is. It seems cliche, but trust me, there's a lot of discomfort is the language of growing things. On the way growing to somebody that can support and understand what the biggest thing is that. Live to see your Black, be interviewed by Hype magazine, top notch videos, stuff like that. You feel me? Take care.
I appreciate you. All right, everybody. The Hype magazine live sessions. Cedric Bellamy. Hey, the story really is killer, man. From homeless to streaming king, this brother has the plaques and numbers to back up his method and his story. Got it from the mud, literally, running around out there playing army in other people's backyard. You know what I mean? So we thank you for your service to the country, for sure, and the mission and the continued service that you give to your community and upcoming artists, man, through StreetLigion and as the brand. All right. So we're going to get out of here. Thank you so much. Hey, check him out. Brand new single, perfect timing. And right now, I think the message that he's bringing us has perfect timing as the youngsters are looking for this kind of leadership. All right. It's more than the music. Hype Magazine live sessions. Cedric Bellamy, StreetLigion.